Now on CoastTV News.
It's a first alert code red day for Delmarva. A system to our west will bring the threat for severe weather this afternoon and this evening. Damaging winds will be the main threat. I'll time it out on FutureCast coming up.
Wild weather in the U.S. While we await the storm system here, got to look at the damage severe weather has done in other parts of the country.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions.
Capitol Hill chaos, the numerous outbursts by Democrats during President Trump's address to Congress.
Delaware energy debate. State Republicans attempt to roll back green policies in the name of lowering energy costs.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It is Wednesday, March 5th, 2025.
The conditions now have us under red alert day. That's for later in the day, but we are tracking some serious weather.
Yeah, although it's going to be warm out, you still need to be prepared for heavy winds, as Bob's going to tell us. Make sure you bring everything inside. So, Bob, tell us a little bit more about what we're expecting.
Good morning, Elisa and Matt. Good morning, Delmarva. That's exactly what we need to do is prepare for severe weather this morning. Make sure those outdoor items are secured or brought inside. And if you're going outside, you could do it probably in shorts and a t-shirt almost, because we're in the 50s, very mild out there. A little cooler at the beaches with 40s and low 50s right now. Those winds really beginning to ramp up, 25 to 30 mile per hour gusts, even gusting over 30 in Salisbury. And those winds will continue to ramp up through this morning as we're beginning to cloud the skies up. I think we're okay as far as this morning goes, but it's as we go into the mid-afternoon, we're tracking this vigorous front back to the west, and you can see the storm stretching from the Ohio Valley into the deep south. It's the southern part of this front that I think is more severe, but we'll be watching this shifting to the east with time and then bringing us that severe threat later today. But this morning we're okay, clouding up the skies and temperatures mild into the low 60s, getting very windy into the afternoon. And then this afternoon, of course, it is Ash Wednesday. A lot of folks heading out to Mass and services. Keep an eye to the sky. Have the Coast TV weather app, because here comes that squall line, I think, later this afternoon into this evening. Very heavy rain, gusty winds, damaging winds possible, and maybe an isolated tornado. Then I think we're out of the woods after about 7 o'clock. But it is a slight risk of seeing severe weather. The main threat will be damaging winds. I'll have more on this coming up a little bit later on. The drive to work is okay. I gave it the green light, breezy and mild, but that severe potential between about 4 and 7 p.m. So be careful on the roads if you are driving at that time.
Need to track that. Thank you, Bob. This was the scene Tuesday night in Louisiana, about 45 miles west of New Orleans. A storm knocked out the power in this area and left a trail of damage. You can see some of that. It has not been determined if it was a tornado, though, that touched down. And in 2023, an EF3 ripped through western Sussex County. This was Greenwood to Ellendale, and we're showing you some of the damage from that right here on your screen. This tornado, it killed a man in his Greenwood home, and it was the first deadly tornado in Delaware in 40 years.
And with all that being said, we're going to take a look at some tornado tips to prepare for worst case scenario. According to AAA, first step is to find a windowless, safe shelter. Then grab pillows, blankets, and heavy coats as padding from protection from flying debris. And if you're driving, do not try to outrun the tornado. Pull over and find shelter. Know the signs of tornadoes like a funnel-shaped cloud, a loud roar, and a cloud of debris.
Now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. It was just a couple of hours ago. Inside that building, President Trump addressed Congress in a joint session amid opposition from several lawmakers. This was the longest presidential speech to a joint session of Congress ever. Trump speaking at the Capitol for more than an hour and a half last night, recapping his first 6 weeks in office.
The speech drew cheers and applause from Republicans, but received signs of protest from Democrats. NBC's Alice Barr shows the statements from the president as he laid out his vision for the future of our nation.
Standing in the U.S. Capitol, where he was sworn into office just 6 weeks ago, President Trump touting his administration's rapid pace of change.
And we are just getting started.
Defending his new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China.
Tariffs are about making America rich again.
Despite stock market drops amid concerns about a trade war further hiking prices.
There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much.
He praised Elon Musk.
He's working very hard.
And the Department of Government Efficiency for slashing the size of government, even as Democratic lawmakers invited fired federal workers as their guests for the speech. In the Democratic response, Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin cast cuts to government services as a means to deliver tax breaks to the wealthy.
Grocery and home prices are going up, not down. And he hasn't laid out a credible plan to deal with either of those.
Any further disruption?
And Texas Democrat Al Green was escorted out after vocally objecting to President Trump calling his election victory a mandate. On immigration, the president asking Congress for more funding for mass deportations and border security, while needling Democrats who wanted new legislation to secure the border.
It turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Looking to Russia's war on Ukraine, he announced Ukrainian President Zelensky had reached out following their Oval Office clash that led to a freeze on military aid to Ukraine.
I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine.
In a sometimes combative speech, President Trump promising to keep shaking up the government. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
One hot topic of the president's speech was tariffs. This has been a big story across the country as some people are concerned how tariffs could impact their daily lives. Economists say importers pay the tariff and often pass it along to the consumer, meaning things like avocados and cars to big imports could get more expensive. Some local shoppers are taking it day by day.
It's going to hurt a little bit, obviously, but like I say, I want to be optimistic that the president knows what he's doing and that eventually it's going to work out in our favor, but I don't know.
President Trump has said tariffs will create more factory jobs, shrink a federal deficit, lower food prices, and allow the government to subsidize child care.
So here's how all that could affect us here. According to LendingTree, both Maryland and Delaware, they're pretty low on the list for impact from Trump's tariffs, ranking 48th and 49th out of the 50 states. As for those retaliatory tariffs from other countries, Delaware ranks 37th, Maryland 48th. This does bring us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, how will tariffs impact your shopping? So let's take a look at the updated results.
So far, about 38% of voters say buy less, 32% say no change, 22% pay more, and 8% shop alternatives. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at coasttv.com or over on our mobile app. A series of Republican-backed bills in Delaware's General Assembly are pushing back against the state's green energy policies. One bill is called the 10 in 10. It rolls back the state's renewable portfolio standard to 10% and frees it there for 10 years. The state GOP claims this will allow more renewables to come online and give ratepayers some energy bill relief. Another bill would eliminate the mandate that 82% of new cars and truck sales in the state have to be zero emissions by 2032. With the Republicans having significantly smaller numbers in both chambers of the General Assembly, it will be a large challenge to get both of those bills passed.
And under the John Carney administration, Delaware took a big step towards green energy policies that are in places like California. In 2023, a number of environmental bills were signed into law. Then Delaware Secretary of State Sean Garvin claimed the measures would help the state achieve a 50% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2030, zero net emissions by 2050.
New this morning, Maryland senators will tackle an issue that is nationwide attention: trans athletes competing in girls' sports. The Education, Energy, and Environment Committee is holding a hearing this afternoon on a bill that would require junior varsity and varsity athletes to compete based on their biological sex and not their gender identity. Maryland Senate Bill 588 is co-sponsored by Republican Mary Beth Carrozza, who represents the Lower Shore. There is some Democratic support, with Prince George's County Senator Ron Watson also listed as a co-sponsor. This bill is still in the early stages of getting approved by the full Senate.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore releasing the fiscal year 2026 supplemental budget. He says this includes $9 million to manage an expected increase in unemployment insurance claims. It's in response to the recent federal worker firings. Moore with that says that the money will help hire those people as state employees. It also includes an increase to $100 million for the state's climate plan.
Happening today, it is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the Catholic and Christian season of Lent. There are a number of services across Delmarva happening today, and the Vatican says the Pope will not lead the Ash Wednesday service. After being taken off of a ventilator on Sunday, Pope Francis suffered 2 episodes of acute respiratory failure on Monday. The Vatican says he was placed back on that ventilator, but he remains alert.
New this morning, it's Special Olympics Delaware's Spread the Word for Inclusion movement. Schools throughout the state are supporting with spirit events, banner signings, assemblies, and a variety of other inclusion awareness activities. A big part of the annual day is the annual T-shirts worn by students and school faculty that promote respect and show their support of inclusion for all abilities. Earlier this week on Coast Life, we heard that today is a part of a bigger effort by Special Olympics Delaware.
It's a three-pronged approach of whole school engagement, which is what we're doing here with Spread the Word. Also with inclusive youth leadership, where students lead different things throughout their school with and without disabilities in that club. And then also our unified sports. And those we see in the DIAA sports. We see those in our bocce and soccer tournaments in schools. We see it all throughout where people get to be together.
And according to Special Olympics Delaware, over 150 schools are participating in today's Spread the Word inclusion.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
And coming up, funding for beach police, the effort to hire more police in Ocean City ahead of the busy summer season.
Also, Milford Moves Business will show you how the new industrial park is expected to create more jobs for the city.
But first, Miss Pillion Bridge benefits, how DelDOT is highlighting the success of this system after a crash in another Delaware community. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Join America's favorite game.
You never know what's going to happen.
For the I can't believe it. And always for the unexpected.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
That's not it, but thank you.
Wednesday at 7 on Coast TV.
The excitement returns.
The Jeopardy Invitational Tournament.
Players from the past are back.
Fantastic game.
Only one will emerge champion.
Who knows what's next?
Wednesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Do you feel like good customer service is a thing of the past? Achieving a top-notch lawn and healthy plants can be stress-free when it's with a company you can trust. I'm Richie with AC Plant and Turf, where we make it easy. When you call us, you'll speak directly to someone who cares about your needs. Timely service is our priority. Our experienced team is committed to resolving your questions or concerns quickly. Experience the simplicity and convenience of our service. Don't wait. Take the first step towards a beautiful lawn and landscape and call AC Plant and Turf today.
Hi, I'm Chris Adams, owner of Mattress Peddlers, your local family-owned mattress retailer. Gel memory foam is amazing. It retains its shape, keeps you cool, contours to your body, and stops motion transfer. There's a huge variety of memory foam out there, including this, so be sure to try before you buy. Bed in a box may be convenient, but it won't give you the long-lasting comfort that you deserve.
Mattress Peddlers.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
We're gonna need to replace your whole system to fix this.
That's a little extreme.
That won't be necessary. We just need to change a few parts.
At Paradise Plumbing, we never push for unnecessary repairs, just simple solutions. We're locally owned and operated with over 20 years in business. Whether you're in need of repairs or installation, we offer a wide range of services for your home or business to get your water running smoothly.
When plumbing problems arise,
find peace with Paradise.
6:13 on this Wednesday morning, getting choppy on the Choptank River in Cambridge, 54 degrees. Still seeing some blue sky, but we're clouding over and we're seeing very mild conditions, temperatures in the 50s, a little cooler at the beaches, and those winds are really kicking up over 30 miles per hour. They will continue to ramp up ahead of that system that will bring severe weather later on. We're okay this morning, but we're watching this front back to the west that is bringing some strong storms across South Carolina and Georgia, and eventually later this afternoon, that's when we'll see the front moving our way. So here's today's checklist. Make sure you secure or bring in those outdoor items. Download the First Alert weather app. We've been talking about that all morning. Be prepared. Keep an eye to the sky. When thunder roars, go indoors. Be prepared to take shelter. Light jacket, it will be mild, and I think you can wear your sunglasses this morning, but be prepared for severe weather this afternoon.
This is video DelDOT shared of a truck hitting the clankers before hitting a bridge in Newcastle County. As you see, that system is there as a warning to trucks whose vehicles may be too big to fit underneath the bridge.
It hit the clankers. It should have stopped.
Yeah.
It's a system that is the same one used for the Miss Pillion Bridge in Milford. That one was put in place after similar situations like that. Drivers hitting the bridge, causing damage.
A 12-year-old boy is facing charges after police say he was arrested after bringing a gun to school. The Seaford School District says the unloaded gun was brought to Frederick Douglass Elementary School on Tuesday morning. And the district says that student was dropped off by car, so they did not take the bus. Staff members were alerted right away and followed all safety protocols. The district says this has accelerated the conversation about adding weapon detection systems to Seaford schools. And the Seaford Police Department said this is an active and ongoing investigation at this time, and we have more information for you on CoastTV.com.
This morning, a Milford man facing charges of attempted murder after being caught in Pennsylvania. On November 3rd, police say a woman was stabbed at a home in the city. Police say Derek Legree was the suspect and was arrested weeks later in Philadelphia. Now that Legree is back in Delaware, he has been formally charged.
Still ahead, Milford Business Moves will tell you about some features included in the new industrial park.
Starting to see daylight right now in the tunnel and Razor Camp. It's mild and breezy, and it's a first alert code red day for Delmarva before the potential of severe weather later today. I think damage and winds are the main threat. I'll track it all out, have the timing on this squall line that's coming through in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app today.
Transform your home with Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings. Collectively, with over 40 years experience, our expert team has been designing porch enclosures, sunrooms, and awnings that bring comfort and style to your home.
Whether you're looking for protection from the sun or extra living space, we're here to help. Call now to schedule a no-obligation design. We're offering a free electric recessed fireplace with your sunroom purchase, or get a free upgrade to a motorized awning with an awning purchase. Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings. We show up.
It had been an ongoing issue with the ductboard that's underneath the home, a rancid odor, and I said, I'm calling Above and Beyond, and Braden successfully eliminated all this odor. I have no more allergies, no more runny eyes. It's all gone thanks to this air scrubber. This is why I called Above and Beyond. One of the reasons that I went with Above and Beyond services is because I believe in this product, definitely. It's a lifesaver. I can breathe, I'm so much healthier.
When choosing a granite countertop, choose one for real life and beauty. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. Ancient Art Stone invites you to discover the affordability of granite and upgrade your home to the beautiful works of art from Ancient Art Stone. Centrally located in Milford, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva to make your dreams a reality. Visit us and allow our devoted professionals to craft, fabricate, and install a superior finished product that will transform your home into a work of art.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Time is 6:18, and you are looking live at the very southern end of the Delaware Bay in Lewis. Bob, are we looking at one of those, was it red morning, sailors take warning situation? Right.
Take warning.
Yeah.
Well, not only the sailors, Matt.
We all should, in a moment. Hey, we're going to pop up that QR code in just a few seconds here. You should download that. I'll be tracking that throughout the day because we are dealing with a first alert weather day.
We are, and that's a very good idea, is to download the Coast TV weather app. And you can do so by scanning the QR code you see right there. And, there is that saying, red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. I think we all need to take warning because later this afternoon, this evening, that's when we could be looking at the possibility of a squall line moving through with straight line winds and maybe maybe an isolated tornado possible. And once again, the concerns, we could be losing power. We could see some trees down, some power lines down, because we could see winds maybe in excess of 55 miles per hour later today. So 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. is the main timeline. Of course, today is Ash Wednesday. A lot of folks going to services and mass this afternoon and this evening. So be careful if you're traveling to church this afternoon and this evening. Temperatures in the 50s this morning, very mild out ahead of that system. 50 in Bethany Beach, 52 in Rehoboth. We're looking at gusty winds coming out of the south over 30 miles per hour, and those winds will continue to ramp up as we go through the morning hours. Still seeing some peaks of blue skies, but we will cloud over as we're looking at moisture gathering to our west. But it's along this front now moving into the Ohio and Tennessee Valley and the southeast that we're concerned about already. We have this skinny line, this squall line moving through Georgia into the upstate of South Carolina, western Tennessee, and that will be moving to the east, and that will be in our neck of the woods by mid-afternoon as we're seeing the parent low now over the Great Lakes. And on the cold side, they're seeing snow. But for us, we're concerned about this front and that squall line later today. As the winds pick up this morning, it gets mild with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And those arrows change color. And then by about 3 o'clock, heads up, look to the west sky for darkening skies. Heavy rain building in with thunderstorms too. Some of those storms, well, this squall line is going to bring very heavy rain. And this is around the time that we've got rush hour, folks out for Ash Wednesday services. Very heavy rain, perhaps damaging winds all across this corridor from Salisbury up to Lewis, and then down the coast, maybe an isolated tornado. Then that system swings offshore. We see some partial clearing, and then we will see those winds shifting to the northwest Thursday as we'll see cloudy skies in the morning. It's going to be a colder day and a cold wind with temperatures struggling to get out of the 40s. But it's a level 2 risk of seeing severe weather, a slight risk. That means we have an isolated chance of a tornado. Not a lot of instability, but a lot of shear, and that's why we're concerned about a spin-up tornado, maybe a little bit of large hail, strong winds, certainly a moderate to high chance of that, over 60-mile-per-hour winds, and maybe a little bit of flooding too, as those winds are 40 to 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour, especially near those storms this evening. And then it's still breezy, but then shifting winds tomorrow, and it's a cold wind as we go into your Thursday, and at least an inch of rain is possible, maybe an inch and a half, causing some local flooding, especially in poor drainage areas. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Code red, watching for the severe weather this evening. Cool and breezy for the end of the week, and then the weekend right now, keeping it dry, partly cloudy. Clocks go ahead 1 hour Sunday morning, 58 Monday, back to the mid-60s on Tuesday with sunshine.
Bob in Milford, officials broke ground Tuesday on a new corporate center, the industrial park off of Route 14 in Churchill Road. This is expected to create around 1,300 jobs. The city says it will feature a walking trail and roundabout. This is to help with traffic. The project has been in the works for years.
Up next, funding for beach police will tell you how many new officers the mayor says the town of Ocean City needs to hire ahead of the busy summer season. Stay with us on CoastTV News Today.
Track the storm with CoastTV First Alert Weather.
Transitioning your loved one home after a hospital or rehab stay can be overwhelming. Insurance will only pay for a limited time in a rehab facility. You might need transportation to appointments, coordination of medical equipment, and help keeping your loved one on track with home exercises. In-home care is the answer to coordinating everything. For healing faster in the home, Home Care Services offers compassionate, quality, in-home, short, or long-term care when you need it most.
To learn more about Home Care Services, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Is your garage door in need of an upgrade or a repair? Then Clark & Sons Garage Doors can help. We believe your garage door should be more than just functional. It should be a reflection of your personality and style. With over 60 years serving the entire Delmarva Peninsula, Clark & Sons delivers quality craftsmanship and exceptional service every time. We provide free estimates on new garage doors. Plus, we offer comprehensive maintenance services to ensure your garage door stays in perfect working condition. So call today and discover why Clark & Sons is the name you can trust.
Accidents happen when you least expect them. Big or small, when accidents strike, things can get a little complicated. This is where the Law Office of Trapp Nichols steps in. Our experienced team fights, for your rights, turning tough situations into significant compensation. If you've suffered an injury, claim the justice you're entitled to.
The Law Office of Trapp Nickel. Your priority is our priority.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sundar Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
At Khalsa Jewelers, we offer signature pieces to celebrate love in those special moments in our life. Peace to all, light to all, love to all. Celebrate with us at historic Lewis and Rehoboth Beach.
We are now taking a live look outside at Ocean City. That is a beautiful sunrise right there. Look at that, Matt. That is beautiful.
I love that.
And the busy summer season is approaching and the town is preparing. Worcester County commissioners are being asked to help out Ocean City in its effort to hire more police officers. This will be the first summer without the seasonal officer program. Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says the town will need to hire 10 more full-time officers as well as get 10 new cars and more equipment. In total, it could cost the town around $2,300,000, and Ocean City is asking the county to cover a little more than half of that.
Public safety is our number one priority. I believe it's the number one priority in Worcester County, and we're asking for their assistance as we have to move really to this new era of policing in Ocean City.
This comes as the budget season in Worcester County is kicking off, and there are still several months to go before Ocean City will find out if its request will be approved. And now, Matt, it is warmer out today. We're already feeling that this morning, but that does not mean you can go outside and grill today and have fun.
Okay, well, I'll have to change my list here. All right, well, thanks for that.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey. Yeah, we're seeing those warm temperatures already along the coast today, Bob, but we are looking at some dangerous situations potentially later on.
Yeah, we are. I'm kind of bummed I can't have any fun. Well, maybe some fun this morning ahead of the storms, but then, yeah, we have to keep an eye to the sky for the storms later today. There's a gale warning, seas building, gale warning until midnight for the Atlantic Ocean and Delaware Bay. Chincoteague and Assateague, you're going to be seeing winds gusting over 50 miles per hour at about 5 to 7 p.m. That's a timeline you have to watch for squally conditions, maybe damaging winds along the coast, Fenwick Island, Ocean City. Similar conditions, too. Stormy this evening for Cambridge and Crisfield, and then breezy and cooler as we go into Thursday and Friday. Much more on the impacts of the potential severe weather we have in store for later today. That's coming up in the next half hour.
The break on CoastTV News today, electric vehicle opposition will tell you how some Delaware lawmakers are pushing back against an upcoming mandate and why others believe these rules will benefit the state.
Also, tariff triumph or turmoil? That's the big question across the Delmarva and here, or across the country and here in Delmarva, as we wait to see if these changes will have effect.
And major weather warning will tell you what you need to know as Delmarva heads into a red alert day for dangerous winds and more. CoastTV News today. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the Delaware Resorts Health, Fitness, and Leisure Expo, March 8th at Cape and Lopin High. Admission is free, so bring the family and tell your friends. Enjoy a full array of health, fitness, and leisure activities, physical therapy, health food, home products, and services. And BB Healthcare is offering free screenings. Don't miss the free Health, Fitness, and Leisure Expo, March 8th, 9 to 4 at Cape and Lopin High in Lewis.
When facing divorce or custody battles, it can feel overwhelming, but really, it's a new beginning.
I'm Rebecca Anderson, family law attorney at Tunnel & Razor.
With over a decade of litigation experience, I will handle your case with care, compassion, and strength. I fight for what matters most: fair custody arrangements and equitable divorce agreements. When it's time to protect your family's future, you need a lawyer who means what they say.
I'm Rebecca Anderson with the team at Tunnel & Razor. Let's focus on your future together.
Septic system issues can lead to backups in your home and costly repairs if not addressed immediately. When buying or selling a property, a septic inspection goes hand in hand. A septic system in good working order is important for the property's value and the occupant's health.
At Pam Price & Associates, we have trusted McMullen Septic Service for our Delaware inspections for over 18 years.
For over 70 years, people have trusted McMullen Septic Service for all their septic needs. Because your business is our business.
Spring is finally here, and with it comes the perfect opportunity for a fresh start. Don't waste your weekends scrubbing and dusting when Heather's Homeworks can do it all for you. From baseboards to ceiling fans, we provide thorough top-to-bottom cleaning to make your home sparkle. Since 2003, Heather's Homeworks has been the trusted choice for a cleaner, fresher home along the shore. Call today to learn more about our services.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a first alert day for Delmarva. A system to our west will bring the threat for severe weather this afternoon and this evening. Damaging winds will be the main threat. I'll time it out on Futurecast coming up.
Storm slams U.S. We have a system moving in here. What other parts of the country have already experienced?
Lent without leader. Today marks Ash Wednesday, and the eyes of the Catholic world are on the Vatican and the health of Pope Francis.
Equality or exclusion? That is the debate in the Maryland General Assembly. We look at a bipartisan bill dealing with trans athletes.
This is Coast TV News Today.
March 25th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning. Matt, it's March 5th, not the 25th.
Did I say it again?
You did. You're rushing it. You want it to be April.
I know.
You're done with the cold.
I know.
Well, it's definitely not as cold today as it has been, but we are experiencing a first alert weather day.
Yeah, time is 6:30, and we do have some serious weather to talk about, so let's bring in Bob right now to tell us about that.
Yeah, happy March 5th. I think Matt wants to jump right into beach season and the warm weather. We're not there yet. We are watching for the potential of severe weather today. Ahead of this system, we're looking at mild readings in the 50s, a little cooler at the beaches, so just a windbreaker out the door pretty much. But it is breezy. We're seeing winds 25, gusting close to 35 miles per hour, and those winds will be ramping up through the morning hours as we're starting to see cloudy skies, nothing in the way of precipitation. So now's the time to prepare for the potential severe weather. Make sure those outdoor items are secured. Start to see some showers through Virginia, but it's this line moving through the Tennessee Valley and the deep south. See this little skinny line? That is the squall line, and that could be moving into our neck of the woods by mid-afternoon, prompting severe weather. So it's getting windy and mild this morning, and then by noon we're dry, but then keep an eye to the sky. By mid-afternoon, we're looking at showers, thunderstorms, very heavy rain, maybe damaging winds, and there is a chance of an isolated tornado. We have a lot of folks out for Ash Wednesday services, also just out and about going to or coming from work. It could be a little stormy as we go through the evening hours. Right now we're thinking a level 2 risk of seeing severe weather. The main threat will be strong winds, more on that coming up. Make sure the kiddos are also aware that we could be seeing severe weather this afternoon. Breezy and mild off to school, 57, 60 heading home, and starting to get a little threatening out there with some showers and thunderstorms.
Hazardous weather is ripping through parts of the United States with threats of strong tornadoes, powerful winds, hail, and heavy rain. This is footage from some of those storms on Tuesday from several states across the country. And the severe weather sweeping through much of the country is putting millions at risk.
Happening today, it is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the Christian season of Lent, and there are a number of services taking place on Delmarva. In Rome, the Vatican says the Pope will not lead the Ash Wednesday service after being taken off a ventilator Sunday. Pope Francis suffered 2 episodes of acute respiratory failure on Monday. The Vatican says he was placed back on the ventilator, but he remains alert.
We are now taking a live look at our nation's capital, and locals and businesses are responding to the tariffs in effect on Mexico and Canada. President Donald Trump could unveil trade deals with Mexico and Canada as soon as today. That's according to the Commerce Secretary when he spoke with Fox News. A source says Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister are talking today, and Vice President J.D. Vance is set to visit the southern border. Lutnick says the deals probably won't mean pausing the 25% tariffs on Mexican and nearly all Canadian goods that are now in effect. Some businesses say they'll have to raise prices due to those tariffs, but some voters are trusting Trump will deliver on his campaign promise of lowering prices.
Impact to the vehicle is anywhere from $8,000 to even $12,000 per vehicle.
I'm willing to give him the time because I feel he'll be able to do it.
Mexico's president says she plans to announce retaliatory measures on Sunday, and Canada is imposing a 25% tariff on some U.S. goods, now with the plans to include more later.
So how will this impact us here? We went to Lending Tree to find out, and we learned that both Delaware and Maryland are pretty low for the list of impact from Trump's tariffs, ranking 48 and 49 out of the 50 states. And for retaliatory tariffs from other countries, Delaware is 37th, Maryland ranks 48th.
A series of Republican-backed bills in Delaware's General Assembly are pushing back against the state's green energy policies. One bill is called the 10 and 10. It rolls back the state's renewable portfolio standard to 10% and frees it there for 10 years. The state GOP claims this will allow more renewables to come online and give ratepayers some energy bill relief. Another bill would eliminate the mandate that 82% of new cars and truck sales in the state have to be zero emissions by 2032. With the Republicans having significantly smaller numbers in both chambers of the General Assembly, it will be a large challenge to get those bills passed.
Yeah, many of these Republican moves are in response to the green legislation that played a big role in then Governor John Carney's second term. In 2023, a number of environmental bills were signed into law that mirrored California's climate policies. Here's what Carney said 2 years ago when signing those bills. Climate change threatens our tourism industry, our agricultural industry, the health of our citizens, and the financial well-being of our local, county, and state governments.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is releasing the fiscal year 2026 supplemental budget. He says this budget includes $9 million to manage an expected increase in unemployment insurance claims in response to the recent federal worker firings. Moore says that money will help hire those people as state employees. It also includes an increase to $100 million for the state's climate plan.
Happening this afternoon, the Maryland State Senate Education, Energy, and Environment Committee is holding a hearing on a bill that would require junior varsity and varsity athletes to compete based on their biological sex and not gender identity. It was last month President Trump signed the executive order to penalize federally funded entities that allow for trans athletes in girls' sports. Senate Bill 588, co-sponsored by Republican Mary Beth Carrozza, who represents the Lower Shore. This bill is still in the early stages of getting approved by the full Senate.
Fixer-upper funding. Sussex County homes could get some TLC with new grant money. That grant, approved by Sussex County Council, is called a Community Development Block Grant.
It's basically a grant for housing and accessibility projects throughout Sussex County, and CoastTV news reporter Brendan Conroy shows us how that money will be spread out in our communities.
Help is on the way for housing improvements in Sussex County.
Our mission is really to preserve the housing stock in Sussex County and ensure that people have a safe and stable place to live.
Community Development Director Brandy Nauman secured a $1.8 million grant for the 2025 fiscal year. The funding will go toward home repairs and accessibility to projects in multiple towns.
We hear all the time there's not enough affordable housing, and so we're working on the other side of our department to create affordable housing opportunities. But with this, we find it really important to keep people in their homes. It's the most affordable option is when you're already in a home, keep it affordable.
Places like Milford, Millsboro, and Georgetown will all receive $80,000 in funding, and people who need it can apply for it. Spots like Selbyville and Frankfort are getting a little more help, each receiving $100,000. It's good news for Tim Grote, who has lived in Selbyville for over 25 years.
Their quality of life would definitely be improved. I think it would help everybody. They'd feel better, we'd all feel better. You know, you're happy, I'm happy.
Louis Alexander of Frankfurt says the need is obvious.
It's not easy to come down here if you want to buy or rent.
A more affordable approach to living on the coast. For Coast TV News, I'm Brendan Conroy.
And the money will be for several towns. We named a few there. Also on the list, Seaford, Blades, and Bethel. You can find the full list and more details about this story on our app and website, coasttv.com.
New this morning, schools all across Delaware are taking part in Special Olympics Spread the Word for Inclusion movement. According to Special Olympics, this is to combat the division of people with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities. A big part of the day is the annual T-shirts worn by students and school faculty that promote respect and show their support of inclusion for all abilities. Earlier this week on Coast Life, we heard about the positive effect awareness this can all have.
That we have lower rates of bullying, we have more empathy in our students, and those are all things that really do transcend not just Special Olympics in our schools, but also the whole school environment.
Overall, today is a part of the bigger campaign by Special Olympics Delaware that also includes leadership opportunities in schools and unified sports programs.
Still more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, rental rules reaction. We'll show you how locals say the new minimum stay mandate will impact them.
Also, region finals on the line, the recap of the postseason matchup between Parkside and Queen Anne's.
But first, Delaware touts tourism. We'll tell you about the record-breaking numbers and major increase for that industry. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
We salute John Simpson, a dedicated father and grandfather, for his years of honorable service to both the state of Delaware and the United States. Serving through periods of peace, conflict, and war, John was honorably discharged in April 1968, leaving a legacy of commitment and courage. His service to the nation and his steadfast presence in his family are deeply valued. We salute John Simpson for his distinguished contributions and the exemplary life he has led.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, but is ready for the next storm? If it's time for a new roof, call Hershey Exteriors. As a GAF Master Elite contractor, we offer the industry's best warranty. Our roofs come with a Golden Pledge 50-year warranty on materials and a 25-year workmanship warranty that is backed by GAF. Call Hershey Exteriors, your trusted roofing pros, and get 0% financing for 12 months because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
On August 1st of 1924, my great-grandfather, Samuel E. Shockley, met in Willards with a small group of men to determine the advisability of opening a bank in Willards, Maryland.
Put yourself in their shoes. A train comes through town, there's horses and buggies, and the only way that they could allocate capital through this area of Wicomico County was to build a bank. It's an audacious goal.
They wanted to build a bank that could be used by the common man. So they met in the summer of 1924, and then by January they were ready to open the doors of the bank.
It's really rewarding to hear the stories of a customer who comes in and says, you know, your grandfather gave me my first loan.
Banking will always be about people. It will not be about machines, computers, cell phones. So as we move forward into the future of the Farmers Bank of Willards, we always have to remember that people come first.
Warm spring days are just around the corner, and Tyndall's Casual Furniture has everything you need to create your perfect outdoor escape. Explore the latest styles in outdoor furniture arriving now, or plan your dream oasis with custom orders guaranteed for spring delivery. All in-stock furniture is on sale, featuring top brands like Pollywood, Casual Comfort, and Telescope, proudly made in the USA. Visit us in Laura or Lewis, or check out our new location in Frankfort, Delaware, opening soon. We're ready to help you transform your outdoor space. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
6:42 on this Code Red Wednesday morning. Awaiting severe weather. We're clouding up this morning, breezy on the Gutter Helmet Camp. 52 degrees right now. In fact, upper 50s inland areas, lower 50s at the coast. So pretty mild and breezy. We're already seeing winds gusting over 30 miles per hour as we are clouding up the skies. I think we keep it dry this morning, but moisture gathering to the west, and we're watching the squall line from the Tennessee Valley into the southeast to bring us a potential for severe weather later today. So here's the checklist. Secure the outdoor items. Download the First Alert weather app. Important to have that. Be prepared. Watch the sky when it turns dark. Make sure you head in. Light jacket and sunglasses this morning. Not a bad idea. And Frank from Seaford is our umbrella winner today. Congratulations to him from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Clear Space Theater just set a new record, donating over $16,000 to Camp Rehoboth. They raised the money by selling out extra performances of their musical Everybody's Talking About Jamie. This is their largest donation yet.
Delaware saw a record-breaking 29.3 million visitors in 2023. That's a 2.4% increase from the previous year. All of this according to a new report from the Delaware Tourism. Visitor spending reached $7 billion, generating $724 million in tax revenue. And according to the report, tourism remains a major employer, supporting over 55,000 jobs. It accounted for 14% of all new jobs created last year.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The state playoffs in Maryland rolled on last night with a spot in the region finals on the line. Let's get to one of the best finishes. Parkside and Queen Anne's County facing off in Centerville with so much on the line, trying to reach the region final. Early on for Parkside, Maurice Brown hits a tough baseline jumper to give the Rams the early lead. Later in the frame, all tied at 8, Amari Baynard fires up a long 2 to give the Lions the lead, and the confidence was growing. DeRodney Smith with the lob for Baynard, who taps it home to extend the Lions' lead to 4. On to the second, all tied 13-13. Jared Kendall fires and rips the cords on a 3 to put QAC back ahead. In the third, Lions keep coming. Jadarian Thompson knifes through the defense and finishes strong to extend the lead to 7, and Thompson kept rolling. The breakaway bucket extends the lead to 12. Parkside needs a bucket, and Brown provides it with this tough finish. And they weren't done there. This time going to the outside, Javon Comagese flings in a 3 to cut the deficit to 7. And Brown with one of the biggest hoops of the night. How about the English on that reverse finish? Parkside goes on to win a thriller on the road, 51-50. The Rams will take on Ken Island in the region final tomorrow. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 5, we have Maryland High School girls postseason basketball when Parkside hosts Ken Island. And then catch a full recap of tonight's action on the final score at 10:30.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's a look at what's coming up today on Coast Life.
Another day here on Coast Life. Let's see what's coming up today at 4 o'clock.
We've got Preston Automotive coming in. They're going to be talking about one of their best-selling trucks. If you're looking for something to get behind the wheel of around the area here on Delmarva, might be the one for you.
Ooh, can't wait to check that out. And we're also going to be chatting with our friends from the Shepherd's Office to see how you can get back to the unsheltered members of our community. All that fun and more is coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
Live look at the tunnel and razor cam. Increasing clouds, mild and breezy. It is a code red first alert day for Delmarva for the potential severe weather later today. Damaging winds are the main threat. I'll track it hour by hour on Futurecast and talk about the hazards coming up in my full forecast in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Track the storm with Coast TV First Alert Weather.
Imagine a home that truly reflects your unique style and sophistication. Welcome to Bay to Beach Builders. Step into the brand new Idea Home and Design Studio in Greenwood, where your dream home takes shape. Select every style, every color, and every detail. Our design specialists will guide you through every step. Experience the unmatched quality of Amish craftsmanship, blended seamlessly with modern design. And the best part, our homes are surprisingly affordable, starting at under $200,000. Bay to Beach Builders. Imagine your home. Create your space. Live your life.
I actually had a baby tooth that never came out.
My bottom teeth were a little crooked.
One of my bottom teeth did not grow in as a child.
I didn't even have a tooth. I had some crowding, so Smiles Correct worked great for me.
It's never too late to get things straight.
Smiles Correct clear aligners are made in-house at Tillman Orthodontics, so you'll save time and money.
It was helpful that you guys had 2 separate locations.
You can only get Smiles Correct at Tillman Orthodontics.
Learn more about Smiles Correct clear aligners with a free consultation.
Sam Calagione here, inviting you to soak up the off-season at Dogfish Head. Swing by Brooks and Eats in Rehoboth for $1 wings on Sundays and $12 burgers and pizzas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next door at Chesapeake and Maine, enjoy Monday Locals Night with 25% off and $15 lobsters every Sunday. And our Milton Brewery, join us for trivia on Mondays and bingo on Wednesdays. Come explore goodness at our Dogfish locations. Cheers.
The weather is brought to you by Royal Plus. In disaster's wake, there's only one call to make.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make. Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
The time is now 6:48 and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean View this morning. And Bob, we are expecting heavy winds. Don't really see too much of a beautiful sunrise there. I'm a little disappointed. I usually like to see those, but we are expecting some severe conditions later on today.
Yeah, we do have that potential, Elisa. As we go into the mid-afternoon to evening hours, that is the time frame for that. And make sure you scan the QR code right there. Important to have the First Alert weather app as we head in for the potential severe weather. It's got lots of really cool tools on it. One of them is the interactive radar. It is a red alert day for thunder, thunderstorms, and maybe a spin-up isolated tornado. Really, the ingredients aren't there for that. It's more of a straight line wind event, a squall line moving through later today. We could lose power, maybe some damage possible too, down trees, power lines, and I think the timeline is between about 4 and 7 p.m. Out ahead of the system, very mild into the mid to upper 50s, cooler 40s and low 50s at the coast. Look at the winds really ramping up now, gusting 25 to over 30 miles per hour. They'll be gusting over 40 a little bit later this morning as we continue to see cloudy skies. We're out ahead of the system that is building back to our west. Strong low pressure across the Great Lakes. And here's that front with a squall line through the Carolinas right now into the upstate of South Carolina and into Georgia. See this little skinny line. I haven't seen any tornado warnings yet with it, just some severe thunderstorm warnings. And we will continue to watch this line tracking to the east and then affecting us as we go into the afternoon and evening with the parent low across the Great Lakes. And on the cold side, it is snow right now. But for us, we're on the warm side of the system, so it gets windy as we go through the morning hours. Temperatures in the 50s to low 60s, very mild. We continue to get cloudy into early afternoon. Then after 2 p.m., that's when we have to watch out for some of those showers and storms moving from the eastern shore into western Sussex County around 3:30 from Salisbury to Georgetown. Heavy rain, gusty winds, maybe straight line winds as the squall line moves through about 4 to 5 o'clock. And as we've been talking about all morning, it's Ash Wednesday. A lot of folks heading out to services and mass or just coming home from work. You really have to be vigilant at this time of day at 5 o'clock because we're looking at heavy rain and with that squall line, maybe winds in excess of 50 miles per hour. That will continue to slide to the east and still some of the heavy weather hanging on across eastern Sussex County down into Ocean City around 6:30. Then it does start to quiet down after about 8 o'clock and it's still breezy through the overnight. And then wind shift on Thursday. It's going to be a cooler day with clouds, some peaks of sun and temperatures hardly getting out of the 40s at that time. But we do have a slight risk of seeing severe weather. What that means is there's an isolated chance of seeing a spin-up tornado, maybe a little bit of hail, but the biggest threat I think are strong winds, maybe in excess of 60 miles per hour, maybe some isolated flooding, especially in poor drainage areas, as those winds are 40 to maybe 50 miles per hour, especially around the proximity of those storms this evening, and then those winds shifting as we head into your Thursday. It's a cold wind as we go into your Thursday, gusty winds and an inch to at least an inch and a half of rain is on the way. We need the rain, not all at once, but certainly some flooding is possible. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, code red today. It quiets down for the end of the week with 50s, lower 50s dry into the weekend. Set clocks ahead 1 hour Sunday morning. Mild by Tuesday, sunshine and 66.
When Ocean City say goodbye to quick weekend rentals, the town council just approved a new rule starting next summer. Rentals in residential areas and mobile homes must be at least a 5-day stay. And by 2027, that minimum jumps to a full month. Not everyone is happy about this, and homeowners like Terry Miller are pushing back with a petition.
This is how the town is going to look. All of these black areas now go away. They're not available for you as a renter to come stay, and they're not available to you as a second homeowner to purchase if you want any rental income.
If Miller receives enough signatures for a referendum, it will then appear during the next general election as a ballot for the people to vote on. And the time is now 6:53, so we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is as sweet as her name on your screen. That is Honey. Honey is 3 years old, loves to play ball. She also is a simple lady, we're being told, who enjoys walks at Bethany Beach. And Honey was submitted to us by her family in Millville.
And of course, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yep, at the top there, you got the QR code. Scan that, get your friends to us here, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
And make sure your four-legged friends are inside later today for that potential of severe weather as we're looking at breezy, cloudy conditions in Cambridge. It is a code red day for that potential of severe weather, mainly damaging winds later today. An isolated tornado can't be ruled out. It does quiet down end of the week into the weekend. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
What's up, Delmarva? David Akers here from Philly. I come to you as a homeowner representing Matt the Carpet Guy, universal title holder for 5-star reviews, undisputed carpet champ, unanimous LVP, MVP champ. And my pick for Carpet Guy of the Year goes to Matt the Carpet Guy.
Thanks, David, and thanks to our customers who we served over the last 20 years.
Stop by Matt the Carpet Guy for all your flooring needs. Go, Matt!
Many parents assume that the vision screening at the pediatrician's office is all that's required. While vision screening is an important first step, it's not the same as a comprehensive eye exam. There are some serious eye diseases that are not detected at a regular screening. The American Optometric Association advises that the first eye exam be at the age of 3.
Dr. Tracy Boss is accepting new patients, including pediatrics, at Chesapeake Eye Centers in Salisbury and Berlin. For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Design a custom home that fits your unique style and budget with Accessible Home Builders. At Accessible, we provide you with a variety of customizable options to create the home of your dreams.
Accessible Builders provided us with a beautiful home.
Scott is full of ideas from his past experiences, and he really worked with us on all our custom asks and wants.
We would definitely recommend Accessible Builders.
Completely customize your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
And it's been 15 plus years we've been coming with Avery Hall. Now they're right up the street. Any of the products that give you that peace and sense of mind in the community where you live, Avery Hall, I think, can take care of their needs. You don't always realize what impact long-term your needs are going to be for your health. With Avery Hall, it's been a fabulous resource for that.
Avery Hall found an insurance company that could help us.
I think more of a steady, strong relationship.
It had been an ongoing issue with the ductboard that's underneath the home, a rancid odor, and I said, I'm calling Above and Beyond, and Braden successfully eliminated all this odor. I have no more allergies, no more runny eyes. It's all gone thanks to this air scrubber. This is why I called Above and Beyond. One of the reasons that I went with Above and Beyond services is because I believe in this product, definitely. It's a lifesaver. I can breathe, I'm so much healthier.
The time is now 6:56, and we're going to get another quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Bob, you have a busy morning ahead
That's
of you
for
tracking
sure.
this system.
Yeah, you know, you can see all the red behind me right here. It is a code red weather day. It's not this morning that we're tracking storms. It's this afternoon and this evening. The wind is ramping up and strong winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. Then we're watching for the storms mid-afternoon. Keep an eye to the sky, and that stormy weather continues between about 3 and 7 p.m. this evening. The main threat will be straight line winds and maybe an isolated tornado. Once again, a lot of folks out for Ash Wednesday and just coming home from work, so be careful out there. Paul Davis, 10-day forecast. We dried out end of the weekend to the weekend with highs in the 50s. Clocks go ahead 1 hour as we start daylight saving time on Sunday. Next week looks quieter, dry with temperatures, wow, this is nice, 70s by Wednesday and Thursday.
Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.